they're issuing yet another threat, this time against the United States. They issued something similar a few days ago, saying that they had their capabilities to strike at these U.S. bases in Hawaii and Guam, and also at areas on the U.S. mainland. What they've said now is that they've put their relevant forces, their strategic missile command, their long-range artillery, on a state of high alert in preparedness to do that. It's difficult to say, of course, given the volatile and unpredictable nature of the North Korean regime, whether this is a real threat, a credible threat, or whether it's just more bluster. But certainly the country is using increasingly strong language when it comes to talking about its enemies in the United States and other countries as well. Take a listen to North Korean television making this announcement earlier today.
From this moment, the KPA Supreme Command will put on the highest alert. All the field artillery units, including strategic rocket units and long-range artillery units, which are assigned to strike bases of the U.S. imperialist aggressor troops in the U.S. mainland and on Hawaii and Guam and other operational zones in the Pacific, as well as all the enemy targets in South Korea and its vicinity.
Well, Benita, North Korea appears to make these threats, this bluster, in response to perceived threats against it that it sees. And I think this one is in relation to an announcement by the United States and its ally South Korea, of course, both North Korea's enemies, that they've joined in a military alliance that would mean that the United States would join with South Korea in attacking the North in response to any attack on South Korean territory. Previously, it had been up to the United States to decide whether or not at its discretion to join in any South Korean response to a North Korean attack. Now they've formalized it in a military document, Benita.
Yeah, and it seems as though that some would read that agreement is actually the level of response is, I guess, lowering the level of provocation, I should say, that the North would make on the South in terms of before it would be an actual invasion, and now the agreement would also include shelling as well.
That's right. So potentially the danger is much higher of the United States being drawn into a conflict on the Korean Peninsula. But I don't for one second think that's the reason behind this agreement, this document. I mean, I'm sure that the hope is that this document brings to bear a deterrent effect on the North Korea to try and prevent them from carrying out a sort of small-scale attack on territory in South Korea, like they did on this place right here, Yongpyong. This island 3 years ago in 2010 was attacked by North Korean artillery posts. At least 4 South Koreans were killed, and they've been threatening in recent weeks to do the same yet again. It's hoped that the deterrent effect of having the United States legally bound to join South Korea in a response, if it's asked to do, may hold North Korea back from carrying out anything like that in the future.